Welcome back, guys. This has been a really cool month. You know, we are actually ending the month of February in Huntsville, Alabama.
See, you were so nervous, and now you're still alive.
I know, right? I'm still here. I went to the Apollo of the South.
I can be a rough audience, man. College students. And
Man. So,
you did a great job.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you. And we'll talk about that a little bit more in just a second. Before we get too far into this wrap-up episode for the month of February, I want to do a little bit of housekeeping. I want to welcome a couple of countries and continents to the house call community. So I want to say welcome to the community Japan and welcome to the community South Africa. That's kind of cool. I like that. You know, like I said, we want to hear where you are listening to us from. You can go to housecallwithdrmac.com. You can click on the leave us a voice message icon. If you are looking at the website from a desktop or a laptop, you can click on that icon and just start recording your 90-second voice memo. If it's longer than 90 seconds, just click it again and say, hey, it's me again, and this is number 2 of the second part of the message that I was already sending. If you are listening to us if you're on the website from a mobile device, you will have to download an app to access the voice message icon, but it's a quick 1, 2, 3 step, and it's they walk you through it. Right. So we want to hear from you guys. Let us know. Let us know your health stories. That's one thing we want to continue to do here in the House Call community. You hear us talking about having individuals tell their health stories, and then we have healthcare providers and other experts come and give their perspectives. So we want to hear your health stories. Tell us the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it in between. And it's when, I believe it's my opinion, in that when we hear other people's stories, and it's in the art of the oration, that we can glean lessons and we can have our own aha moments.
Right.
So we want to hear from you guys, or you can reach us at our Gmail account. If you want to send us an email, that's realdoc74@gmail.com. That's REALDOC. What did I say?
74.
REALDOC74@gmail.com. That's our email address.
We'll get you awake here.
I know, right? It's been a whirlwind of a week.
You know,
It's been it's been a wonderful whirlwind, though.
Definitely.
Because,
But it started early, because you had to get your kids sorted out.
I was just about to say that. We had to get our kids sorted out. Uncle Norton.
We can't thank him enough.
We cannot thank him enough. So my brother went up to Maryland, D.C. area and held down the fort.
I'm very impressed.
I mean, we're talking dinner, we're talking getting kids up for school, snacks, lunch, after school programs, even a little hint of a little bit of a
I'm
stuffy
out to
nose.
superimpose a picture of them on the video.
You are.
So you can see what we're talking about.
But he held it
job.
down, and because that part was taken care of, we were able to come down and fully concentrate on what our ministry was for this week, so to speak. So we had an awesome time. We were here for the kickoff to the African American Healers Conference. That is the wrap-up for Black History Month here at Oakwood University, under the direction of Dr. Ramona Hyman. She was coordinating the final events for their Black History Month. And she so graciously, along with the Black History Committee, Dr. Leslie Pollard, retired Provost Dr. Timothy McDonald, extended house call an invitation to come and be the kickoff speaker. And we had a good time.
Yes,
we had a great time. So I believe that Oakwood University will have available either the video or audio. We'll let We'll do
Yeah,
links
either
once we
from
find out.
We'll definitely put a link to it as soon as we can.
Okay.
As soon as we get available.
And we had a really fun time afterwards, kind of walking the grounds of Oakwood University.
I don't know the place anymore.
It is a totally different campus.
And then they said they're going to start working on my old dorm soon, right?
Yes.
Edwards Hall soon.
Edwards Hall and Peterson Hall. Well, no, I think Peterson Hall is what we were told. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah. Well,
either
what
way,
we saw, what
right.
they did already is amazing.
It was. We walked into Cunningham Hall, which is one of the older buildings on campus where my mother's office used to be. It was under freshman studies. This is where you had your tutorial services. And when I was at the college, the name of the center was called Center for Academic Advancement. And
yeah, I don't know that very well. By the time I got there, I was just like,
yeah.
I thought I was grown.
Yeah. So we were able to go into Cunningham Hall, and the feeling that I got when I walked in was one of awe and familiarity. It was really kind of weird to be in that space because whoever is capturing the life and the history of Oakwood in still shots photography
that's a good point.
has done an awesome job.
Oh, yeah.
I walk into Cunningham Hall and I see Mother Cunningham picture, see her picture on the wall. I see Doc Cooper's picture on the wall. I see Mosley's picture on the wall. And I'm saying, oh my goodness, I've heard of these people. I had a class with Dr. Cooper. And all of a sudden you began to feel as if you are in the presence of history.
Yeah, those pictures is like past, present, and future.
Yes, yes.
Because they showed, we have some pictures that we saw in Carter Hall.
Yes, yes.
Excuse me, in the chapel.
Yes.
Of some kids from the elementary school. Not
right,
some kids we don't know.
And who will more than likely be matriculating in.
More than likely. I don't think that.
They don't have an option.
You heard it here first. You have no choice.
And it was just a really nice opportunity, So Thursday we were the kickoff for the conference. This Saturday afternoon, Sabbath afternoon, they've extended us an opportunity to be part of a women's empowerment panel. And so we'll be among some very phenomenal women on that panel. It's part of the Second Chances radio show hosted by Kenny Anderson. He hosts that show on Sunday afternoons on WJOU FM. That's the college's radio station. And every third Sunday, he has this empowerment panel. So this is a special edition, and we're honored to be a part of it. So those are the events that I think we were part of and participated in. You're going to be able to see, and we'll keep you up to date on events that are coming your way that we'll be participating in the near future. So we have some really exciting things coming up. Yeah. Let's see, what else are we going to talk about today? We talked about the Huntsville trip, welcomed our new countries to the House Call community. Housekeeping, we want to help you guys remember that if you are so impressed if House Call with Dr. Mack is adding value to your life and you know of somebody else that it can add value to their lives, you can become one of our Patreon supporters. And that can be found on our website, housecallwithdrmac.com, housecallwithdrmac.com. When you go there, there's a tab that says support. Click on that tab and you will see the Patreon campaign. That's the name of the campaign. It's actually called Patreon. You can become a part of the Patreon campaign as little as $1 a month. You can decide whatever you want to do for the Patreon. If you want to become a one-time supporter, use the PayPal option, and you can become a one-time supporter of House Call with Dr. Mac. It helps us to stay connected. It helps us to stay updated with software, with equipment, and we're able to then continue to give you this quality content. So, now the wrap-up of February.
Yes.
February was the love month.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun conceptualizing it and then, you know, putting it together. So it was fun to do. I think this is something that we can do
on an
going forward
on an annual basis. I would agree.
It's
There's
a big part of our lives.
So many different aspects of it that we can talk about, and we just scratched the surface, so to speak.
We just looked at it.
Exactly. We were just like, hey, it's there. That's what we're, know that it's there. So one thing that you brought up, which it was not in my radar because my formal training is women's health. When I had the conversation with Dr. Gina, we addressed STIs from the woman's point of view and standpoint. And you brought up a point. You're like, so what do we do? What about our side?
Because think about it. You guys talked about the annual exam for women.
Correct.
Right. Now, men, we're lucky if you get us to go to the doctor once every 5 years, much less every year.
Right.
And when you're past the age, normally for a man, the annual women's exam starts, give me an idea, that starts when? What age?
Usually we start seeing them right before they go to college. So probably that 18, 19.
As an 18, 19-year-old man, when I go into the doctor, you're not checking my prostate.
Right.
So,
why are you even going?
If it's not a health physical for something, you're not even checking a hernia. So I'm not taking off my pants, right?
True.
So no one's checking.
That is such a good point.
And then when we were talking about it, you said, there's no test for HPV for men.
Correct.
So I'm like, well, how do you can be a carrier as a man and not know?
Absolutely.
Well,
therein lies the conundrum. Therein lies the problem. So the reason we even knew about HPV is that women's pap smears were coming back abnormal.
Okay.
And what that means is when we do a pap smear, we just brush the surface of the cervix, and we've actually even learned gotten instrumentation, little brushes that will go into the cervical os or canal and get cells from there. And
that's what goes to histology.
That was,
another branch of medical laboratory science.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the pathologist then looks at it under the microscope.
Right.
Now, cells are supposed to be nice and round. Their nucleus should be in the center. There should be a certain ratio between how big the nucleus is to the cytoplasm. Okay? When that cell starts looking a little abnormal, that's when we're saying, why is that cell looking abnormal? And how abnormal from its original tissue does it look? How far from normal has it gotten from the original tissue? Okay, so let me see if I can help explain that. So if I can try and explain this in the simplest of terms, because it's a lot of science that goes behind this. And I'm not a pathologist, so I don't look at slides all day. Okay. But what I do know is that, like I said, a cell should have a certain shape, and it should have its components in certain places. When the cell's shape starts changing, and the cytoplasm starts looking weird, when the nucleus starts looking weird, so the shapes start changing, we want to know what happened. Why did that happen? And over the years, and I remember us starting to talk about HPV so rampant in my residency program, because we finally understood why these cells were looking abnormal. It wasn't just a yeast infection. It wasn't just BV, which is bacterial vaginosis, which is another just infection that can clear with antibiotics. There was something that was making these cells become severely abnormal to the point that they became cancerous. So then it was like, what is this? What is going on? And that's kind of how they backtracked it back. And we started learning about HPV. Then we found out it's not just one type of HPV. There's over 100, and probably, I think Dr. Gina said there's over 120 types or 140 types.
Like I said, I keep rocking you out about watching The West Wing. But you said one of Bartlett's daughters, the fictional president, she was doing research in HPV.
She was doing research.
So this is what, 2000...
This was
3, 4.
Yes,
like
yes,
that,
yes. Yeah. And so that was around the time I was in residency. And we're starting to say, hey, there's this thing called HPV that's making the cells look abnormal. Well, what is HPV and how do you catch it? And what is the prognosis?
In 10, 15 years. That's pretty good.
A whole lot of work. And so we found out that it's a virus that can be transmitted just through contact. And like Dr. Gina said, just through intimate settings. Right. Not just sexual contact where you actually have the act of intercourse, but just touching. And I always used, like I said to her, I used to always tell my patients, it's that back boxer shorts area. If that boxer shorts area touches that bikini area, you have... Or
your hands.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
So anywhere you have mucosa, anywhere you have an environment that will harbor, that can...
Now, the one thing that we are still working on is that because men don't have symptoms, they don't have a way to test men for HPV. This is where this whole conundrum comes.
Yeah, so you guys said that the vaccine is available for boys as well.
Yes, and it became available for boys after it was available for girls.
I really love the way she explained it. You know, you're not giving your 9-year-old permission to have sex, but your 9-year-old will be 25 at some point. So, like you said, we're not getting into vaccines and all that.
No.
Oh, jeez, we're such a...
No, we're not. But I loved the way she gave that analogy.
Good, That's why teaching doc is such a...
It's such a great resource for people. So remember, guys, you can go to teachingdoctor.com, teachingdoctor.com. That's Dr. Gina Simone's blog post. And she takes different subjects and she breaks it down so that even a second or third grader can understand.
Yeah, that's great.
And, so what for men? Kind of what? I think the first step is the vaccine now is available for our young men. This, of course, we hope gives you that segue to start talking to your younger ones about just being a healthy individual. That's a big conversation.
Yeah.
And making healthy choices that can then give you healthy outcomes. And it's not just a restrictive conversation. It's not the just don't do it. It is, look, there are consequences for, and it's a law of physics, for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. That's just the law of physics. That is a beautiful law.
It's a natural law.
It's a natural law.
Yeah.
And this is one of them. So there are things that you have to consider, and you have to start using your executive functioning powers of your brain.
The top part of the brain.
The top part of your brain. That top left corner of your brain, and start thinking a few steps ahead. And I know it's something that you learn over time, but if you start giving your young people the opportunity to make their own decisions and become confident in their decision-making process, that gives them a great foundation for making good decisions as young adults and as mature adults. And it gives them some great tools, but you have to help them start making these decisions as they're younger.
Like we said before, everything that we learn Now, looking back on,
Yeah.
much older eyes, you can see why.
Why? Exactly.
So, fortunately for us, when we talk to our children, everything that we can say, you should not, here's why you should not, and here's why.
Right.
Here are the consequences that can happen. So,
Just like I said, our grandparents and our parents may not have had the verbiage, but they knew what they were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
I give the example all the time about my grandfather never giving other women a full body hug,
Right.
Or older gentlemen that I can think back to that would just at church kind of give you the side hug or the pat on the shoulder, and now you understand why. There's chemistry in that. There's real biology that happens in your brain, not just the brain below the belt. Literally your brain. And when we reconnect this head back to the body and understand that we are a whole person, then we can start making these very good, high functioning executive functioning type of decisions.
So to put closure on the STI thing, as far as for men go, it's okay. We're going to actively look for an expert on men's health.
Yes.
To really give us an insight.
Yes, because I'm not a urologist. We probably need to pick Dr. Seard's brain again.
Yeah, I think.
And see if he has some insight and new information concerning men and their screenings, and information about that. But as for right now,
in the meantime, be careful.
Be careful. Practice. I don't know if there's another term for it yet, but we just call it safe sex. Honestly, there's no other term for it. And
someone said somewhere, if it's safe sex is not fun, no matter how you want to look at it, you don't want to end up with this stuff. So just be careful.
You just don't. And there's so many other things out there, and it's not just the diseases or the infections that come in it. We talked about imprinting on people's brains.
Yeah, man.
And setting up pathways in the brain. I mean, so it's not just one compartment of your body.
Yeah.
We've
very good point.
Dismembered the body so much in medicine because we have to, and we have specialties, and everybody has their little part. We need to remember it's all one.
That's right.
It's all one body. So yes, we will actively look for an expert.
Yes.
For men's health to bring closure to this situation. But for right now, like we said, there's the vaccine for our young men. There is,
9 years old.
Yeah.
So that means. Whoa.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
So start having these discussions.
Yeah.
Start
with your pediatrician and everybody.
Start these conversations. And if you are not comfortable with administering the vaccine or having it administered for your young people, get more information.
Yes.
Have more conversations with your doctor. We had a awesome conversation while in Huntsville with Dr. Ramona Hyman that we're going to air and release. And when you all hear this conversation, you're going to put this tool in your armamentarium. And this will help you have those conversations with your practitioners so that you will then feel and know that you're making some great decisions alongside your practitioners, either for yourself or for your young ones.
I think we've been saying this the whole time of that you've had this show. But be deliberate about your own health.
Yes.
You don't just have to be a recipient of whatever. You need to be active in it if you want. This is your health you're talking about. Yeah. This is your body. This is it.
This is it. This is all you got.
So you have to be deliberate about it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
When it comes to interacting with your healthcare person. She talked about when you go to the phlebotomist.
Yes.
And, that's my feel. And I'm like, wow, that's something for me to think about when I'm training my folks. Like, you need to be open. You're literally sticking a needle into someone's arm. And for us, it's routine. We can do something in 3 minutes or whatever. Get everything we need. For some people, they're anxious days before.
Yes.
And the day of, they're breaking out in hives and everything else. They have to get this done. So we really have to be deliberate about our care that we give people.
And be deliberate about humanity.
Man, yeah.
Be deliberate about humanity. So that, I think this wraps up February.
February is definitely, yeah.
February was a really cool
We wrapped it
month.
up as much as we can.
We
You know,
really
for the
did.
men part, we still, you know,
We'll get it all
I
nice.
still got some questions, boy. Still got.
We'll figure it out. We will figure it
it's
out.
yeah, because Dr. Gina mentioned some stuff there on that episode that I was like, wait, excuse me, you said what?
Yes.
Who?
So
No.
we're gonna follow it up for the
Yeah.
men. We really are. So
Thank you.
You're welcome. Our tip of the day. Let's see. Is there a tip of the day?
You know, you're supposed to remind me about
I
this
know.
the day before
I'm
we
so
tape.
sorry.
You know.
Let me see. I'm even thinking.
I have
right now.
I have one.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
have one. My tip, because it's just like we've had some time to I was able to sit down with Uncle David.
Yeah.
Right? And we got to talk photography and everything. I just saw his eye. But my tip is be deliberate, not just with your body, right? But with all aspects of your life. So like with people like them, be deliberate about making time for family and everybody else to, you know,
To connect.
yeah, it's only, like you said, this is it in terms of our
Yeah.
body, but there's only so much time we have in this life.
Yeah.
So be deliberate. You know, it's not all about making that dollar, chasing that dollar, you know. Be deliberate with interacting with everyone.
I like that.
Yeah, thank you.
And with that, community,
Wait, what's your tip? Aha, see? No, you're not leaving me out there.
that was so good.
Are you going to
though.
borrow my tip? I'll let you borrow my tip.
That was really good. That's like saying the benediction.
Gotcha. Good boy. Good boy.
With that,
Yes.
we'll see you guys here next time. Bye now.